Hey, hello, welcome back, guys. Now we are watching DAIHATSU Indonesia Masters Badminton Watchalong with Google. Day 3, round of 16 going on now. Court 3, men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. Leong Junhao versus Anthony Siniska Jinting. Court 2, mixed doubles round of 16. Indonesia versus Malaysia. Court 3, women's singles. China versus Thailand. These are the 3 matches going on now on 3 courts. Let's wait and see. Court 1 men's singles round of 62 Malaysia versus Indonesia match will start within some minutes. Players are getting ready. Court 2 mixed doubles. Here we can see that first set was won by Malaysia, second set was won by Indonesia, third set Indonesia leading against Malaysia. Already 4-point lead for Indonesia. They can easily win this set because second set was won by 8-point lead. 21-13 where the score. Court 3 women's singles round of 16 China versus Thailand match will start within some minutes. Players are getting ready. 15-12 on court 2 Indonesia versus Malaysia. 15-12 is the score. is the score. 15-13. 2-point lead for Indonesia. Malaysia trying for a comeback. 2-point lead for Indonesia. Malaysia trying for a comeback. And court 1 means singles. Malaysia versus Indonesia. First point for Malaysia. Leong Junhao scored the first point against Indonesia. And now it's 1 each. Indonesia versus Malaysia. 1 each. 1 each is the score. 1 each is the score. (16-13) Indonesia, 16 Malaysia, 13. 3-point lead for Indonesia. And on court 1 men's singles Malaysia versus Indonesia, 1-point lead for Malaysia. 2-1 is the score. Anthony Siniska Jinting versus Leong Junhao. Anthony Siniska Jinting versus Leo Junhao. 1-point lead for Malaysia. 2-point lead for Malaysia. 3-1 is the score. 3-1 is the score. Three one is the score. Court 2 mixed doubles. Indonesia versus Malaysia. 2-point lead for Indonesia. 16-14 is the score. 16-14 is the score. Is the score. Court 3 women's singles China versus Thailand. 1-point lead for China. 2-1 is the score. 2-1 now. Scores are 2-1 now. Court 1 Indonesia leading against Malaysia. 4-3 is the current score. 1-point lead for them. Court 2 Indonesia versus Malaysia. 16-14 is the score. 2-point lead for Indonesia. 2-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2, 3-point lead for Indonesia now. 17-14 is the score. 17-14 is the score. $17-14 is the score. $18-14 now. Scores are 18-14 now. 4-point lead for Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. $18-14. 19-14 now. 5-point lead for Indonesia. 19-14. 5-point lead for Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles round of 16. China versus Thailand. China versus Thailand. 5 each now. China versus Thailand, 5 each now. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. 6-3 where the score. 7-3 is the score now. 4-point lead for Indonesia. 7-3 is the score now. 4-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 Indonesia versus Malaysia. Indonesia now only need 1 point to win this match against Malaysia. Indonesia only need 1 point to win this match against Malaysia. Indonesia now only need 1 point to win this match against Malaysia. 20-14 is the score. $20-14 is the score. $20-14 is the score. And Indonesia won that match against Malaysia. Mixed doubles on court 2. Indonesia won the match against Malaysia. It was gone for 3 sets. First set was won by Malaysia. Second set and third set was won by Indonesia. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. 3-point lead for Indonesia on court 1 men's singles. Three-point lead for Indonesia. On court 1 men's singles, 3-point lead for Indonesia. 4-point lead for them. Anthony Siniska Ginting took a lead of 4 points against Malaysia's Leong Jun Hao. Now you're watching men's singles round of 16 on court 1. Women's singles round of 16 on court 3. Men's singles round of 16 on court 1, Malaysia versus Indonesia. It's Anthony Siniska Ginting versus Leong Jun Hao. Court 3, women's singles round of 16, China versus Thailand. And you playing for China. Usanan playing for Thailand. 5-point lead for Indonesia. Here we can see that Malaysia is struggling a little bit against Indonesia. Malaysia is struggling a little bit against Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles. Court 3 women's singles round of 16, China versus Indonesia. 11-6 is the score. 5-point lead for China. China versus Thailand. 11-6 is the score. 5-point lead for China against Thailand. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Malaysia versus Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. 9-5 is the score. 9-5 is the score. Court 1 men's singles, 3 points to go. Indonesia leading against Malaysia by 3 points. Court 3 women's singles, China versus Thailand, 5-point lead for China. 5-point lead for China. Court 3 China versus Thailand, 5-point lead for China against Thailand. 12-7 is the score. On court 1 Malaysia versus Indonesia, 5-point lead for Indonesia. 5-point lead for Indonesia. 5-point lead for Indonesia against Malaysia. 11-6 is the score. Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia match will start within some minutes. It's a women doubles match. On court 2 the match will start within some minutes. Court 1 men's singles round of 16 Malaysia versus Indonesia, 5-point lead for Indonesia. Andrea Sinska Jinting versus Leong Jun Hao is playing there on court 1. Court 2 match will start within some minutes. It's a women's doubles match on court 2 round of 16 Denmark versus Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles round of 16 China versus Thailand. 13-8 is the score. 5-point lead for 5-point lead for China. 5-point lead for China. Four-point lead for China now. 39 is the score. On court 1 men's singles, 5-point lead for Indonesia against Malaysia. And now it's only 4-point lead. 11-7 is the score. 11-7 is the score. 11-7 is the score. 4-point lead for Indonesia. Seven is the score. Seven 12 now. One more point for Indonesia. One more point for Indonesia. 7-12 now. One more point for Indonesia. 5-point lead for Indonesia now. 5-point lead for Indonesia. Five-point lead for Indonesia against Malaysia. 12-7 is the score. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. 4-point lead for Indonesia. Court 1 men's singles round of 16 Malaysia versus Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. 12-8 is the score. On court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. 0-0 is the score. Court 3 women's singles round of 16 China versus Thailand. 5-point lead for China. 5-point lead for China. Five-point lead for China. 13-8 is the score. Court 3 women's singles round of 16 China versus Thailand. 6-point lead for China. Court 3 women's singles China versus Thailand. 16-10 is the score. 6-point lead for China. 16-10 is the score. 6-point lead for China. Court 1 men's singles Malaysia versus Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. Anthony Sinuska lead by 5 points. Now 1 more point for Indonesia. 14-9 is the score. Court 3 women's singles. China only need 3 points to win this set. Court 3 women's singles. China only need 3 points to win this set. 18-10 is the score. Already they got 8-point lead there. 18-10 is the score. (19-10) China versus Thailand. 19-10. 2 more points to go. China now need 2 more points to win this set against Thailand. Court 1 men's singles. Indonesia now needs 6 points to win this set. Already 6-point lead that they got against Malaysia. 9-15 is the score. Already they got 6-point lead. Court 3 women's singles. China need 1 point to win this set against Thailand. China now need 1 point to win this set against Thailand. Court 3 women's singles. China versus Thailand. China won the first set against Thailand. 21-10 is the score. 21-10 is the score. Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. 2-0 is the score. Denmark 2, Indonesia 0. Court 1 men's singles Malaysia versus Indonesia. 7-point lead for Indonesia. 7-point lead for Indonesia. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. Only 6-point lead now. Malaysia scored another point here. 10-16. Court 1 men's singles Malaysia versus Indonesia. 5-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 women's doubles 2-point lead for Denmark against Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles round of 16 China versus Thailand. First set won by China. So waiting for the second set to start. Still we are waiting for the second set to start. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. Indonesia leading by 4 points. Indonesia leading by 4 points. Four-point lead for Indonesia. 16-12 now. The scores are 16-12 now. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Malaysia versus Indonesia. 5-point lead for Indonesia. 19-14 is the score. 19-14 is the score. 19-14 is the score. Court 2 women's doubles round of 16, Denmark versus Indonesia. 7-3 is the score. 4-point lead for Denmark. Court 3 China versus Thailand. Already first set was won by China. In the second set, Thailand leading against China by 1 point. Court 3 women's singles round of 16. China versus Thailand. 1-point lead for Thailand. 1-point lead for Thailand. 5-4 is the score. 1-point lead for Thailand. 5 each now. Court 3 women's singles. 5 each now. The scores are 5 each now. Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. 5-point lead for Denmark against Indonesia. I think Indonesia is struggling a little bit in women's doubles match that's happening on court 2. Only 5-point lead for Denmark. For Indonesia, Jessica Putri and Phoebe playing there for Indonesia, and for Denmark, Maiken, Fredgard and Sarah Tigersen playing there. On court 1 here we can see that Indonesia only need 1 point to win this set against Leong Jun Hao. Against Malaysia, Indonesia only need 1 point to win this set. On court 1 men's singles, Andanu Siniska Jinting only need 1 point to win this set. Court 2 women's doubles. Court 2 women's doubles. England versus Indonesia. 10-4 is the score. 6-point lead for Denmark. Denmark versus Indonesia. 1-point lead for 6-point lead for Denmark. Court 3 China versus Thailand. 8-6 is the score. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Malaysia versus Indonesia. First set won by Indonesia with a lead of 6 points. 21-15 were the score. Court 2 women's doubles, Denmark versus Indonesia. 7-point lead for Denmark against Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles round of 16, China versus Thailand. And Yui versus Busanan. 3-point lead for China. China again took a lead of 3 points there. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Malaysia versus Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles. 4-point lead for Court 3 women's singles. 4-point lead for China. 11-7 is the score. Court 2 women's doubles. Round of 16. Denmark versus Indonesia. 10-point lead for Denmark. 10-point lead for Denmark. Court 1. Malaysia versus Indonesia. 1-point lead for Malaysia. 3-2 is the score. 3-2 is the score. For 2 women's doubles. Court 2 women's doubles. Court 1 women's singles. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. First set was won by Indonesia with a lead of 6 points. In the second set, it's 3 each. Now, Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. First set going on now. Already 10-point lead for Denmark. Indonesia is struggling a little bit. It's a women's doubles match on Court 2. Court 3 China versus Thailand. First set was won by China with the lead of 11 points. In the second set, only 2-point lead that they have now. 12-10 is the score. 12-10 is the score. 12-10 is the score. Court 1 Malaysia versus Indonesia. Second set going on now. 5-3 is the score. 2-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 women's doubles in Denmark versus Indonesia. 10-point lead for Denmark. 10-point lead for Denmark. Court 3 women's singles round of 16. China versus Thailand. 11-point lead. First set was won by China with a lead of 11 points. In the second set, they are leading by 1 point. 13-12 is the score. 13-12 is the score on Court 3. And on Court 2, here we can see that Indonesia is struggling a little bit against Denmark. Already they got 8-point lead. Denmark got 8-point lead against Indonesia in Court 2 women's doubles. Court 1 Malaysia versus Indonesia. First set was won by Indonesia with the lead of 6 points. And the second set, they are leading by 2 points. 6-4 is the current score. 6-4 is the current score. 6-4 is the current score. Again, Indonesia leading against Malaysia in Court 1 men's singles. Indonesia is leading by 2 points. 6-4 is the score. 6-4 is the score. Court 1 men's singles Malaysia versus Indonesia. 8-5 is the score. 3-point lead for Indonesia. 3-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 women's doubles Denmark versus Indonesia. 8-point lead for Denmark. Now they only need 1 point to win this set, and Denmark won the first set. Denmark won the first set against Indonesia. Court 3 China now need 5 more points to win this set, win this match. Thailand struggling a little bit. Thailand already struggling a lot against Indonesia. Sorry, China. 3-point lead already China that they got now. Now they need 5 more points to win this match. Already first set was won by China. Court 2 women's doubles round of 16 Denmark versus Indonesia. Nine 6 is the score. 3-point lead for them. Court 2 England versus Indonesia. Court 1 men's singles Malaysia versus Indonesia. 6-point lead for Indonesia against Malaysia. The first set, and Indonesia won that first set. In the second set, Malaysia trying for a comeback. Only 1-point lead for Indonesia. 9-8 is the score. 9-8 is the score. Court 2 women's doubles round of 16. Court 2 round of 16 women's doubles Denmark versus Indonesia. First set was won by Denmark with the lead of 9 points, and the second set they are Indonesia leading by 1 point now. Indonesia scored the first point. Court 3 women's singles China versus Thailand. China only need 3 points to win this match. China only need 3 points to win this match. Court 1 Malaysia versus Indonesia. 10 each is the score. 10 each. Court 2 women's doubles Denmark versus Indonesia. 2 each is the score. Court 3 women's singles China versus Thailand. China only need 1 point to win this match. China only need 1 point to win this match against Thailand. Women's singles Court 3 round of 16. China only need 1 point to win this match. Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. 2 each is score on second set. Court 1 men's singles round of 16 Malaysia versus Indonesia. Court 3 women's singles. China only need one more point to win this match, but Thailand scored another point here. Only 3-point lead for China. Andrei Jinting versus Leong Junhao. 1 point lead for Andrei Jinting. Court 2 women's doubles, round of 16. Denmark versus Indonesia. 2-point lead for Denmark. 4-2 is the score. Court 3 women's singles. China versus Thailand. China won the match against Thailand. China won the match against Thailand by direct 2-set wins. In the first set they got lead of 11 points. In the second set they got the lead of 4 points, 21-17 in the second set also. So court 2 women's doubles. Denmark versus Indonesia. 21-12 is the score on the first set. In the second set, Denmark leading by 3 points. Indonesia is struggling a lot against Denmark in women's doubles. That's happening on court 2. Court 1 men's singles, round of 16. Malaysia versus Indonesia. 2-point lead for Indonesia. 2-point lead for Indonesia against Malaysia in court 1 men's singles. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Your subscription will be helpful for us to reach more people out here. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Court 1 men's singles. Indonesia now leading by 2 points. 12-10 is the score. Court 2 women's doubles, round of 16. Denmark versus Indonesia. 2-point lead for Denmark. 6-4 is the score. Court 2 women's doubles, round of 16. Denmark versus Indonesia. 1-point lead for Denmark. 1-point lead for Denmark. 1-point lead for Denmark. 6-5 is the score. Move to this Court 3 men's singles. Priyanshu Rajawat versus Brian Yang. Canada versus India. Canada versus India on court 3. Canada versus India match will start in court 3. Previous match was in China versus Thailand. China won that match by direct 2-set wins. Court 2 women's doubles, round of 16. 7-9 were the score. Indonesia. 2-point lead for Indonesia. Court 1 men's singles. Indonesia versus Malaysia. 5-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 women's doubles, round of 16. Denmark versus Indonesia. 2-point lead for Denmark. 7-9 is the score. 2-point lead for Denmark. 7-9 is the score. Court 1 men's singles, Malaysia versus Indonesia. 6-point lead for 5-point lead for Indonesia now. 17-12 is the score. 17-12 is the score. 17-12 is the score. Court 2 Indonesia trying for a comeback. 9 each now. The scores are 9 each now. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Malaysia versus Indonesia. 4-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 women's doubles, Denmark versus Indonesia. 1-point lead for Denmark. Ten each now. Court 2, it's 10 each now. Court 1, Indonesia Jinding now only need 4 points to win this match. Indonesia Jinding now only need 4 points to win this match. Court 2, Denmark versus Indonesia. 10 each is the score. Court 3, men's singles round of 16. First point for Priyanshu Rajawat against Brian Young. It's India versus Canada, men's singles on court 3. India versus Canada, men's singles on court 3. Denmark again took a lead of 1 point. 11-10 is the score. Denmark again took a lead of 1 point. 11-10 is the score. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India took a lead of 3 points. 3 consecutive points scored by Priyanshu Rajawat against Canada's Brian Young. Now you are watching men's singles round of 16 on court 3. India versus Canada. Court 2 women's doubles, Denmark versus Indonesia. First set won by Denmark with a lead of 9 points. And second set won by second set leading by 1 point. 11-10 is the score. Court 1 in Malaysia versus Indonesia. 6-point lead for Indonesia in the first set that they won. And the second set they are leading by 3 points. 17-14 is the score. 17-14 is the score. 17-15 now. 17-15 now. Malaysia 15, Indonesia 17. 2-point lead for Indonesia. 2-point lead for Indonesia. Court 2 women's doubles round of 16 in Denmark versus Indonesia. 1-point lead for Denmark. 12-11 is the score. 12-11 is the score. Court 1 men's singles, Malaysia versus Indonesia. First set won by Indonesia with the lead of 6 points. Second set they are leading by 1 point. 18-7 is the score. Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. 13 is on board. Court 2 Denmark versus Indonesia. 13 is the score. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. Priyanshu Rajawat versus Yang Brian. 2 point lead for Priyanshu Rajawat. 2 point lead for Priyanshu Rajawat. Two-point lead for Priyanshu Rajawat. So Court 1 match ended. Indonesia won that match against Malaysia. Court 2 women's doubles. Denmark only need 2 points to win this match. Denmark only need Denmark only need 2 points to win this match. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. Canada leading by 1 point. 10. Each now. The scores are 10 each on court 3. Denmark only need 1 point to win this match against Indonesia in moments doubles that happening on court 1. Sorry, court 2. Denmark only need 1 point. Denmark only need 1 point there. And Denmark won that match. Denmark won that match against Indonesia. Denmark won that match against Indonesia. Court 3, India versus Canada. 1 point lead for Canada. 1 point lead for Canada. 11-10 is the score. So court 1, Denmark versus India. Lechia Sen versus Andres Antonsen. Andres Antonsen. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Andres Antonsen versus Lakshya Sen match will start within some minutes. And court 3 men's singles round of 16, Priyanshu Rajawat versus Brian Yang. The match will start within some minutes. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, India versus Denmark. 2-0 is the score. 2-point lead for Lakshya Sen. India leading by 2 points. Court 2 Chinese Taipei versus Singapore match will start within some minutes. Men's singles match. On court 3 men's singles round of 16, Priyanshu Rajawat versus Brian Yang. India versus Canada. Canada leading by 1 point. Canada leading by 1 point. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Denmark versus India. 2-point lead for India. 2-point lead for India. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Denmark versus India. 3-point lead for India against Denmark. Court 2 men's singles round of 16, Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. The match will start within some minutes. Court 3 men's singles round of 16, Canada versus India. 1-point lead for Canada. 17-16 is the score. Court 3, it's 17 each now. The scores are 17 each now. The scores are 17 each now. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. One point lead for Lexia Sen. 4-3 is the score. 1 point lead for Lexia Sen. 4-3 is the score. Court 2 Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 0-0. The match is yet to start. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. Priyanshu Rajawat versus Yang Priyan. 1 point lead for Priyanshu Rajawat. Great comeback from Priyanshu Rajawat. Court 1 Denmark versus India. 2 point lead for Lexia Sen India. Court 1 clear-cut domination from Indian side. Lexia Sen took a lead of 4 points. Lexia Sen took a lead of 4 points. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 1 point lead for Chinese Taipei. Court 3 men's singles India versus Canada. Canada took a lead of 2 points. 2 point lead for Canada. 2018 is the score. 2018 is the score. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. 7-4 is the score. 3 point lead for India. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 1 point lead for Chinese Taipei. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. At last, Canada won that set by 3 point lead. 21-18 is the score. Waiting for the second set to start. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 7-5 is the score. India leading by 2 points. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 2 point lead for Singapore. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. Canada versus India. First set was won by Canada with the lead of 3 points. 21-18 by the score. And the second set will start within some minutes. Court 3 men's singles, India trying for a comeback. They need to win this set if they want to qualify to the round of 8, because all the first set was won by Canada. 3-1 is the score. 2-point lead for India. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Denmark versus India. 8-7 is the score. 1-point lead for Denmark. 8-7 is the score. Court 2 men's singles round of 16, Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 9-4 is the score. 5-point lead for Singapore. Court 3 men's singles round of 16, India versus Canada. 3-point lead for Canada. 4-1 is the score. 3-point lead for Canada. Court 2 men's singles round of 16, Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 6-point lead for Singapore. Court 1 men's singles round of 16, Denmark versus India. 9-7 is the score. 2-point lead for Denmark. 2-point lead for Denmark. India were leading by 3 points. Now Denmark leading. Now Denmark leading by 2 points. Court 1 men's singles Denmark versus India. 3-point lead for Denmark against India. 13-10 is 14-10 now. 4-point lead for him. Sorry, yes, 4-point lead for him. 14-10 is the score. Court 2 men's singles Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 16-9. 7-point lead for Singapore. 16-9. 17-9 now. Singapore leading against Chinese Taipei. 17-9 is the score. 8-point lead for Singapore. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Anvin. Welcome to the stream now. So now you're watching DAIHATSU Indonesia Masters Badminton Watchalong with Google. So Court 1 Denmark versus India. Anderson Handers versus Alexia Sen. 5-point lead for Denmark against India. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 8-point lead for Singapore against. Oh, now they made that to 9. 18-9. 9-point lead for Singapore. Lokin Yu leading with 9 points. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. First set was won by Canada with a lead of 3 points. And now they are leading by 5 points. 13-8 is the score. 13-8 is the score. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 3-point lead for Denmark. 15-12 is the score. 15-12 is the score. Court 2 Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 10-point lead for Singapore. They only need one more point to win this set. Singapore now only need one more point to win this set. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. First set was won by Canada with a lead of 3 points. Second set they are leading by 5 points. 15-10 is the score. 15-10 is the score. (15-11) now. India trying for a comeback. 4-point lead for Canada. 4-point lead for Canada. (15-11) is the score. 15-11 is the score. 15-11 is the score. (16-11) now. 5-point lead for Canada. 5-point lead for Canada. 16-11 is the score now. 5-point lead for Canada. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. 17-11 was the score. 6-point lead for Canada. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 6-point lead for Denmark. 6-point lead for Denmark. 18-12 is the score. 18-12 is the score. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. First set was won by Chinese Taipei with the lead of 10 points. Now they are leading by Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 4-point lead for Denmark. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 21-11 is the score. And the second set it's 2-0. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. 7-point lead for Canada. Court 1 Denmark versus India. 3-point lead for Denmark. Court 1 Denmark versus India. 3-point lead for Denmark. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 18-15 is the score. 3-point lead for Denmark. And Denmark leading by 4 points now. 19-15 now. The scores are 19-15. The scores are 19-15. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 2016 is the score. 4-point lead for Denmark. 4-point lead for Denmark. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. Singapore leading by 1 point. 4-3 is the score. Already Singapore won the first set with the lead of 10 points. Now they are leading by 1 point against Chinese Taipei in the second set. 4-3 is the score. Court 3 men's singles. Second set going on now. Canada only need 1 point to win this match. Canada only need 1 point to win this match. Canada now only need 1 point to win this match. Court 3 men's singles round of 16. India versus Canada. Canada won that match by direct 2-set wins. First set was won by Canada with a lead of 3 points. Second set was won by Canada with a lead of 7 points. 21-14 were the score on second set. Court 2 men's singles. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 5-4 is the score. 1 point lead for Singapore. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Six-5 is the score. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. Second set will start within some minutes. Denmark won the first set with a lead of 2 points. 21-19 were the score. Court 2 men's singles. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 21-11 is the score. 6 each on second set. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei mixed doubles on court 3. The match will start within some minutes. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei mixed doubles on court 3. The match will start within some minutes. Court 1 men's singles. Court 1 men's singles. 21-19 is the score. Court 1 Denmark versus India. Denmark won the first set with a lead of 2 points. Second set, India leading by 1 point. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 4 point lead for Singapore. Court 3 mixed doubles round of 16. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei. 0-0. Match is yet to start on court 3. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. Andres Anderson versus Lexia Sen. 21-19 in the first set and 22 each now. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore's Loh Hin Yu. 10-17 is 10-7 is the score on court 2. Set 2. Court 3 mixed doubles round of 16. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei. The match is yet to start for Denmark. Jesper Toft and Clara Daversen playing there. Court 3 mixed doubles round of 16. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei. The match is yet to start. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. First set was won by Singapore with the lead of 10 points. Second set leading by Singapore with the lead of 2 points. 10-8 is the score. Court 3 mixed doubles. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei. 0-0 is the score. 0-0. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. Andres Anderson versus Lexia Sen. 3 each is the score on second set. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. Su Liang versus Loh Hin Yu. 11-8 is the score on court 2, set 2. 3-point lead for them. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 5-4 is the score. 1 point lead for India. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. 12-8 is the score. 4 point lead for Singapore. Court 3 mixed doubles round of 16. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei. 5-2 is the score. 6-2 now. 4 point lead for Denmark. Denmark is dominating everywhere. Court 3 mixed doubles round of 16. Denmark versus Chinese Taipei. 6-3 is the score. 3 point lead for Denmark. Court 1 men's singles round of 16. Denmark versus India. 6 each on board. The second set. Court 2 men's singles round of 16. Chinese Taipei versus Singapore. It's a minutes, guys.